Back once again by popular demand. You know, got to do the matchup recap. You've all been bugging me about it. Look, the commish is a busy guy. All right, I got shit going on, but I'm taking this time out of my day to recap for you losers what happened last week. And then I'm going to hit you guys tomorrow with the matchup preview. So we're going to start out with my glorious victory over the always tough John Vetri. Uh, you know, John just can't seem to make the right call at QB. Dak Prescott 8 points at New Orleans. Didn't see that coming. Mike Evans is rapidly turning back into a pumpkin, as we all thought he would. Um, Tyler Higbee did absolutely nothing, but still managed to outscore Travis Kelce. Shout out to Kelce for being a huge turd last week, along with basically the rest of the Chiefs. But what did this thing come down to? Basically, Jonathan Taylor is throwing my team on his back and everybody else's team that has him and saying, you're winning a championship. That's all there is to it. He's putting up a prime LaDainian Tomlinson or Priest Holmes level season right now. He's going to finish with 26, 27 touchdowns and over 2,000 total yards. I mean, we haven't seen anything like this since LaDainian Tomlinson, quite frankly. What Taylor's doing, he's the unquestioned best running back in football. You can make a case that he's just the best player in football. He's unbelievable. I have him. You don't. I win. That's basically how that goes. Now, a surprisingly close matchup between Tony Sr. and Justin, where Justin had Kyler Murray just go ballistic for 32 points. Unfortunately, that was almost half of Justin's point total. Justin finished with 82 points. Roughly 40% of his points came from Kyler Murray. Boston Scott, who Justin started, did not touch the football once. But the main reason he lost is because he started Dawson Knox in the Win Bowl over Dallas Goedert against the fucking Jets with Gardner Minshew at QB. What are we doing here? I have to assume that there were some shady dealings here. Senior paid out Justin. That's all I can assume, because that was a no-brainer smash spot start for Dallas Goedert, who scored 22 and a half fantasy points compared to Dawson Knox's 1.4. Quick note on Dawson Knox. He was the worst player on the field on Monday night, and it wasn't close. What a pile of shit. I would rage cut him if I were Justin. He looked terrible, and he basically cost the Bills the game single-handedly. So, on Senior's side of things, he didn't really have any big performances. He basically won because Justin sucked. But one great piece of management he did do was plug in the Indy defense at Houston. Indy's defense, 18 fantasy points. I believe they were the number one defense on the week. Hell of a stream. Great play there. Josh Jacobs looking, he's solid. He's doing okay. Big development for Senior. Devonta Freeman is the RB1 for the Ravens, and that position holds fantasy value. So Senior's going to be tough week in and week out. Gets the dub this week against Justin, who, quite frankly, completely sucked. Now, Sleepy Joe with the biggest win of the week, just beating the ever-living crap out of Tony's hapless team. Tony's hapless. He can't win, guys. He's just got nothing left. I mean, Tony's still rolling out Zeke every week. Zeke continues to get outscored by Pollard. I mean, I think we kind of screwed each other on the Zeke Kelce trade, to be honest. I mean, at least I turned Alex Collins into Eli Mitchell, though. So, thank you for that again, Joe. Eli the Missile Mitchell. Wonder how Alex Collins is doing for Joe. Senior, you know how Alex Collins is doing for Joe? Not good, he says. So, that was helpful. Damian Harris lucked his way into a long touchdown when Jordan Poyer absolutely blew the defense. Other than that, Damian Harris was a total pile of dog shit. Tom Brady smashed the Falcons, had to figure that was going to happen. Justin Jefferson smashed the Lions with no Dalvin Cook. Had to figure that was going to happen. You know, great week for Joe, 133 points, huge week. Tony's team, my God, I need to put a mask on to look at this team, not because of COVID, but because I'm afraid of how bad it smells in here. Jesus Christ, it's like somebody cooked a can of tuna in the microwave with a used baby's diaper. Like that's basically what looking at Tony's team is at this point. You got Devonta Smith. You cut the wrong rookie wideout. You kept Devonta Smith. You cut Jalen Waddle. Everybody forgives and just looks past it. I'm not forgetting, Tony. You cut Jalen Waddle. That's unacceptable. Deontay Johnson, you know, look, he put up fantasy points this week. He's still one of the worst actual receivers in the NFL. Had a couple big mistakes, another big drop, but he still scored 22 fantasy points. Bottom line, he's not the reason Tony lost. I don't know. That's pretty much it for Tony's season. Now, we have the replacements versus the Bears, and Reese with a must-win situation gets bailed out by Adam Thielen getting hurt before he can catch a single pass. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Reese's team did pretty well. The Stafford Cup connection, along with the Dallas defense, great play, by the way. I got to give you props. Dallas defense, great play at New Orleans. You know, what can I say? Reese outmanaged Heyman this week. He was the underdog, and he got the win. Heyman is in. He could still make the playoffs, so he has to beat me this week, and he has to win next week, too. And he's going to need a Reese loss at some point over the next 2 weeks. It's not likely. Heyman might beat me this week. We'll see. But my playoff spot's pretty much locked up, so I don't really give a shit. But there you go. There's that. And finally, Jared won a game. So there you go. There's your matchup recaps.